Well, well, well. The Cowboys at it again. The Cowboys front office this offseason has been relentless. Unlike in years past where they seem to go on vacation and do absolutely nothing to help this team in the offseason. No, the Cowboys are busy. And the Cowboys have added another big body to the offensive line room of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm about to tell you why every Dallas Cowboy fan should be excited about Hakeem Adeniji. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a member of this channel yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming in the future. Now let's talk facts. Some people are not going to understand what I'm saying. And some of you are going to full well get what I'm saying. Let me preface this by saying that we understand that Hakeem is not a first-round draft pick that we're bringing in, paying big money, big-time trade. We're bringing in big money, big-time free agent. We're bringing in big money. He's about to come onto the Dallas Cowboys team and lead us to the Super Bowl. At least that's not what we believe he is. But who's to say he couldn't? But I digress. We know that he's not that. But let me tell you what he is. He is exactly what this team has been needing, as well as some of these other free agents the Cowboys are finally starting to bring in this season. One of the things the Cowboys have always done, they've always been top heavy. They've always been able to get the Tyron Smiths, who recently retired, the Zach Martins, the Travis Fredericks, the Michael Parsons, the CeeDee Lambs, the Dak Prescotts, the Oso Diggyzuas. They've always had the Dez Bryants, the Jason Wittens. I mean, we could go on and on and on, naming great players the Cowboys have had. But the thing that we have not had are the teams around those players. The blue-collar workers around those players that fill in the gaps and are dogs and make this team a true team that will not only help us, players that will help us in the trenches, players who will be depth in the trenches, that if one goes down, we got another dog chomping at the bits ready to take a player's place. Well, we've never had that. We've never had competition in training camp. We've always went into training camp knowing who the player, who the starters are, with very little movement. But this year, it's looking different. Cowboys are doing a lot of things different. And when you look at the number, when you look at the sheer number of players the Cowboys have brought in, it is absolutely staggering. Look at this list. It's incredible. And again, when we think about Hakeem, the Cowboy fans should be excited because he's depth. When you think about Hakeem, we're talking about depth. We're talking about competition. We're talking about creating an atmosphere of dogs. People who want that second opportunity to show that they're actually good enough to play in this league. Let's look over here on CowboysCountry.com or AthlonSports.com. Mike Fisher, he writes a very good article. Look at this. Says the Cowboys have been very focused in their effort to add veteran reinforcements with starting resumes across the offensive line. And I want to tell us what this means. We all know this to be true. How long does it take to develop an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman? Unless they're an absolute super stud. What? 2, 3, 4 years? Well, the Cowboys are doing something very smart. Rather than people criticizing them for the players, answer me this. We know in the first 2 rounds, the Cowboys are more than likely going to get wide receiver and running back. Maybe in the 3rd round, they get an offensive tackle, or you can fill in the blank. We don't have a 4th round draft pick yet. I have a feeling we're going to get one. So beyond the 5th round, so do you believe you could go in the draft and get players that are more ready than the players the Cowboys have brought on? You have players that are already developing. So with this great new coaching staff you have, why not bring them into this new coaching staff, and you let them help these players progress, and you use some of them as, if not your starters, your depth, also competition in training camp, and turn this training camp into an absolute dog training show. Why not? Why not do that? Why not bring in players who have already been in the NFL, know what the NFL is about? Why not bring in guys who maybe they are not that far off from being a great backup or a great starter, rather than bringing in a 5th, 6th, or 7th round kid who you know is going to be maybe a 3-year project at the best? What the Cowboys are doing is genius. And then we got our man, Matty Dubs. Matty Dubs, I use him a lot. He always seems to come up with great short videos about some of these players that are being picked up around the league. And let's hear what he has to say about one Hakeem Adeniji.
Dallas Cowboys have just added a very dynamic, versatile offensive lineman who actually has been in the Super Bowl and played with the Cincinnati Bengals just a few years ago. This is going to be someone that adds a whole new level, a whole new dynamic to this offensive line. An absolute workhorse, a guy that you just want on your football team, has a great story, but the one thing that I absolutely love about Hakeem Adeniji is his ability to play every single position outside of center. So he can play left tackle, he can play left guard, he can play right guard, he can play right tackle. Now, why is that important? You now have a guy that can fill in different holes, right? If someone gets injured and can't play week 3 and week 4, boom, you have a guy that you can plug and play, honestly. Now, here's another example, right? They stack that left side, 13 personnel, get him out there to the left tackle, right? And watch him work, right? He's going to initiate a double team and get to the second level. Initiate, boom, second level, plug the gap. And there goes Joe Mixon for a 14-yard touchdown. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a day one starter. I'm not saying he's going to be a big-time player. But I'm saying to have versatility, the dynamic, the ability to have a guy play multiple different positions is always a big thing to have. Not only that, but competitiveness in training camp, OTAs, making guys work harder. I like this signing because of what he could potentially bring. It's low risk. It's high reward potential. Okay, so again, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar guard or a superstar tackle, but I'm saying he adds a lot more of a dynamic, a versatility, gives you more flexibility in the draft. So you don't.
There it is. He's saying the same thing. People have to understand these moves for what they are. So you're telling me that a kid in the draft, 5th, 6th, or 7th round draft pick would be better than this guy? I don't believe so. The Cowboys are doing some things that are genius. And again, I absolutely appreciate what the Cowboys have been doing. Man, bring in that depth. Bring in guys who want a second chance. Bring in guys who are hungry. Bring in some guys who actually have some skill. Free up more draft picks to where if you want to bring in more skill positions, because those positions translate to the NFL quicker than some of the offensive linemen and defensive linemen. They take a little time to develop. We'll get some guys who've already been getting developed, and then you bring in some of those skill positions and you turn your team into a juggernaut powerhouse. Man, I'm telling you, y'all can tell me anything you want to. I love what the Cowboys are doing. Cowboys are finally, they're building a team. Y'all tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Matty Dubs. If you haven't subscribed to him also, please do. Hope to get him on the show soon. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.